Hello, everyone. Welcome back to All About Mag, all sports, all the time. It's all about CFFL, where we go through the Community Flag Football League, and it's been a massive week of football. Um, your host, myself, Bobby of AAR Sports, and with me,
I am diligent, vigilant, meticulous, analytical, methodical individual, the Adebola.
yes, sir, and we're back again talking about an awesome week of football. It was really great as usual. And Debola, please take us through it.
All right, starting us off with the CFFL Season 3, Week 7 recap. We have our first segment, the play of the week. And this play goes to none other than Arthur of the Wolverines, juking the entire Mavericks offense for a touchdown. End zone to end zone. What a play.
What a play. What a play. What a player. This is the second time he's doing this. The first time was in the Elite Fives. You know, it was against an Echo Giants team. And now he's doing it again. It's an amazing Arsenal to have in your locker. So, yo, I mean, and it's cinema every time. So let's have it. Let's have it. Well done, Arthur.
All right, moving on to our second segment, which is score lines and storylines, where we break down the matches, what happened, and our thoughts. The first game, we have the Spartans versus the Hawks, which sadly, or not sadly, depending on which team you play for, ended in a forfeit to the Spartans. Spartans 35, Hawks 0. Bobby, your thoughts?
I think I speak for everyone here when I say that we missed the Hawks. I missed the talent on the sideline. So many amazing athletes that we didn't get to see this week. Bassett, John, Prosper, Messi, Ecom, many people that were usually excite us on game day. And we missed them. We missed them. So we want to see the Hawks back as soon as possible. Looking forward to the next game week. We don't know, of course, what exactly will happen, but the Hawks, we want to see you guys back playing football, and I'm looking forward to that happening.
Yes. Taking it to the other side, the Spartans. Bobby, this raises a lot of questions. The
Yeah,
first and foremost being, would you consider this the easiest path to the championship for the Spartans?
I mean, it's giving Arsenal Champions League run. Is that's what it's giving right now.
Yeah.
Arsenal, that of course, on their side of the brackets, only had one other past Champions League winner in the teams they had to play, and then on the other side, there were like 4 or 5 other past championship winners. Then you have the Spartans that are just getting 3 points, 35 points off the bounce, boom, just like that. And I know Hawks being the team they are, they would have fought in that game. So they are just giving them an easy path into the championship. The question is it deserved at this point? That's what we'll need to find out, and that's what the Spartans are going to need to prove.
Yeah. With 2 more game weeks left before the playoffs, they certainly will show us whether it is deserved or not. Moving on to the second game, week 7, scorelines and storylines. We have the Lagos Giants versus the Liquid Sports Club. Bobby, I had this game ending 13-14 in favor of Liquid because everything was lining up for this to be their first win. However, the Lagos Giants fought hard and the score ended 26-7 in favor of the Giants. Bobby, what are you thinking?
And your prediction was gonna be spot on because just as things had aligned all weeks, weeks, previous to the game, everything aligned on the day. Giants were not catching the ball. They were flopping penalty after penalty. While it was going crazy on the sidelines
Yep.
because he was expecting a proper performance from Giants. So it lined up perfectly for Liquid, but clearly they didn't really want it based on how they were playing. It's either they didn't really want it. It also looked good for them because they had Greg back. They had 10-10 back. They also had what's it called? A couple of other people back to the team. So it was looking good, but they just didn't have enough to be a threat. Getting to the end zone, um, more well, maybe once or twice, but they just didn't have enough to get over the line. Speaking of getting to the end zone, massive, massive kudos to Liquid's defense because Giants they pretty much had a camp at Liquid's end zone, but they couldn't convert a lot of times. This scoreline is also one of the most deceiving ones because about 14 points were scored in the last 2 minutes or so. So, I think Liquid could have done better and they could have also used their talent a bit more. So, hopefully they still have one more shot to get a win this season. But I think this was their best one and they blew it pretty much.
Looking at it from the other side, the Giants might not be too happy about this, considering the trend that has been going on through the season. Every team so far that has faced Liquid has mercied them 35 points or more. And you get to the Giants, which, credit to Liquid, were able to keep them away from the mercy rule. But again, looking at the Giants side, they are not happy with this result
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah. You'll hear it in the interviews.
All right, moving on to the third game, and arguably, maybe not so arguably, the game of the week. We have the
Okay.
Lagos Mavericks versus the Lagos Wolverines. Bobby, this game came down to the wire, came down to the final play, but the Wolverines took the lead and got the win. 45 to the Wolverines, 34 to the Mavericks. What are your thoughts?
The Mavs, the Mavs, the Mavs. I mean, the Mavs, it's about time because the Mavs came out to play in that game. Bro, the touchdowns were like it was fun. That was a fun game. I think that's the best game the Mavericks have played this season.
I agree.
I That's what I think. And it just wasn't the same old Mavs that we had, from week one, and there was just a lot of chaos. This team came out reinvigorated. They came out with fire. They came out with precision. There was a lot of intensity with the way they were playing. I could see that they wanted to win that game. So they were right there, but um it just didn't work out, I guess, for the Wolverines. Yeah, initially I was like, the Mavericks are not going to be anywhere close. But I was wrong because the Wolverines are not as good as I thought they were. I thought that they were back to their best, but clearly they are not. Yes, they have enough. They had enough to, get themselves over the line against the Mavs. They had enough, of course, to get the W. Granted, fact. But the Wolverines that we saw that were finalists in the last season, they would have smoked this. They would have destroyed this Mavs team. But that's not where they are right now. So clearly they are still getting up to speed, and hopefully, the good thing is that it looks like okay, maybe there is maybe some level of improvement, slight, week in week out. So ahead of the playoffs, so it may be good for the Wolverines at the end of the day. But the Mavs, kudos to them. They gave us a great game, and hopefully we see more great stuff from the Mavericks this season.
Hopefully so. Just to add to your point, I want to give a special shout out to my player of the game for this matchup, Enidara from the Wolverines. Totally balled out this game. She had a pick seven, a running touchdown, a female touchdown, and an extra point. Talk about doing it all for your team. Credit to Enidara from the
Yeah, no,
Wolverines.
massive, 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 massive way to turn up, and definitely some great improvements.
Yep. Moving on to the last but not the least game for the week 7 scorelines and storylines. This one hits close to home, Bobby. I almost want to ask if we can skip over it, but we
Because
have to talk about who the Lagos Lions versus Titans Athletics. Who, Bobby? Who? I had this game tight. I had this game coming down to defense. I had the Titans winning this game. Bobby, I was dead wrong. The Lions showed why they are kings of the jungle. A dominating 42-14 performance in
bruh,
favor of the Lions.
you know, if this was an edit, what you're going to hear is far because, bruh. Anyway, carry on.
Ooh, Bobby, first of all, with the Titans, this is their second loss in back-to-back weeks against strong teams, against potential playoff teams that they will meet and have to face. And back to back, it has been a poor performance from the Titans side. Again, anybody can beat anybody, Akbar. But at the very least, you would expect some level of fights, right? Some level of we may go down, but we will go down swinging. The
Yeah.
Titans did not have that in this game. And credits to the Lagos Lions, because from their side, it looked as if anything the Titans wanted to do, they had already studied it play for play down to a T, down to a Titan.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, Bobby, what are your thoughts?
No, it was an execution masterclass from the Lions. I mean, it was this may be paradoxical. It was so good from the Lions that it was boring. There was no drama. It was just like, okay, yeah, we know we're gonna go, yeah, just boom, touchdown. Okay. It was just like clockwork from Lions. That is the level of excellence that any team should be scared of because it who drop passes where? Who was dropping? Where did you happiness, my goodness, bro. Goodness me. There's so much like there was so much good from the Lions. And of course going into the game, I my bet was that the Titans are not gonna want to lose back-to-back games badly. So I had them winning, but clearly that was not the case. They offensively they were not good at all. At all. Offensively, it was a problem. Now, what I was thinking initially was that okay, you know what, if any team has the capacity offensively to um create a problem for the Lions defensively, it was going to be the Titans. But then again, I forgot to consider that they were going to be missing stunts, a
Yeah,
crucial part of the offense. The team does not revolve around Stunt as a receiver, of course, but clearly they missed him. Clearly. And the thing is going forward is now how long is Stunt going to be out from that team? And what can the Titans do to switch up their offensive game so that they have many options? Speaking of many options, I want to give kudos to Daniel. I think he had a good game. It could have been better. He had some moments where he needed to switch, but it was an improvement, of course, coming from such a young talent. So, yeah, all in all, the Lions are excellent right now. I've bet on the Lions to lose back to back to back, and they've shut me up every time. And that's amazing. In fact, I think I owe them an apology at this point because clearly I'm acting like I am not familiar with their game, and yeah, it's amazing from them, and hopefully they better take this energy into the playoffs.
that will be something to watch out for. There is, to the best of my knowledge, the curse of the perfect season that floats around where if you have a perfect season, it doesn't culminate in the perfect season, right? Some game always messes it up. And right now, for the Lions, they appear to be having a perfect season. Moving to the table, we have the Lions at 7-0, perfect win through 7 weeks. The Spartans move up to second, the 5-1 record, a game in hand. The Titans move down to third with a 5-2. Wolverines climb to fourth, a 4-2. Outlaws, of course, with the bye week, 3-3. The Giants this week with their second win, move to 2-4, game in hand. Mavericks 1-5, Hawks 1-5, and Liquid 0-6. Bobby, through 7 game weeks, who do you think has the most points right now?
No, it's still, it's bro. Come on. At this point, well, actually, it was close last week. It wasn't that close, but I think the Lions have it now. Do they still? Or do they?
The Lions have overtaken the Titans both on the table and in points scored. The Lions have 219 points to their name. The Titans have 213 points to
Close.
their name. Which team do you think has the least amount of points scored against them?
Wait. Oh man. Spartans, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
You see what we're talking about. The easy route, but you know what? Anyway, let's see.
Right. Okay, and with that, we've come to the end of Scorelines and Storylines segment.